Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Meravit e-learning. For this episode, we will focus on a different kind of writing a paragraph, which is organizing and writing opinion paragraphs. Are you ready? Come on, let's go! In writing this kind of a paragraph, you will be able to distinguish between fact and opinion. Another, organizing and writing them through expressing opinions and arguments. Most importantly, using transition words to express causality and modal expressions to make recommendations. Take into account the meaning between fact and opinion. As far as we all know, a fact is always supported by one or more shreds of evidence. A fact is true and correct for everyone no matter what. While when you say opinion holds an element of belief or viewpoint which hasn't been validated or proven yet. To note, writers use facts to support their opinions and to show why they hold their beliefs. One significant matter to be remembered when writing an opinion paragraph is through the use of modal auxiliaries and causal adverbs. What are they? Modal auxiliaries. To use this especially when speaking, you introduce opinions with phrases like I think, in my opinion, and I believe. In general, these introductory phrases are not needed in writing. They can make less sure of your ideas. That's why writers use grammatical methods such as these modal auxiliary verbs to express their opinions. These verbs show strength of a writer's opinion or argument. Modal auxiliaries are also known as helping verbs such as do, might, must, can, be, could, may, have, should, ought to, and shall, which are used in conjunction with main verbs to express shades of time and mood. The combination of helping verbs with main verbs create what are called verb phrases or verb strings. However, we will not focus on them but on the affirmative and negative ways of using the auxiliary verbs could, should, ought to, and has to or must in writing an opinion paragraph. Let's look at this example to assess its affirmative usage. As you can see, it displays a sentence weakest to strongest points when modal auxiliaries could, should, ought to, has to, or must were being used. In other words, as it is arranged, it shows a level of using it. In its negative form, you can see that not or the contraction of it is used like the doesn't have to, shouldn't, and can't or must not. The use of these modal auxiliaries illustrate its weakest to strongest points, same as the affirmative. It's not only modal auxiliaries that were helpful in writing an opinion paragraph. We can also use causal adverbs. Examples are because, since, so, and therefore, which we are all very familiar with. From the word itself, causal, meaning joining two ideas when one idea causes or explains the other, like because and since. Both introduce the cause or reason, so and therefore, the effect or result. But be careful in the punctuation you will use in them. Our cause or reason here is gasoline is becoming scarce and expensive. Effect or result is we should develop electric cars. Now look at the example sentences. When because or since begin a sentence, use a comma after the first part of the sentence, which is the cause. Right after that, you will combine these effect or result to complete the sentence. Another, when the effect or result comes first, don't use a comma before because and since. An effect or result beginning with so, look at this part, is usually the second part of a sentence. And use a comma before so. The use of therefore is different. It joins the ideas in two sentences. Look at the example. Use therefore after a period and use a comma after it. Now, read this paragraph. What modal auxiliaries and causal adverbs were used? The modal auxiliaries here are can and should, while the causal adverbs are therefore and so. Not only these words were being used in the sentence, but also how the rules in writing them apply, especially how useful they are in an opinion paragraph. I hope you have learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!